The second argument, this one is relying more on divine justice. So the first one was divine wisdom, the second one, divine justice. Again, as we, quick summary of this, we spent a whole lecture on it, but a quick summary of this is that when we look at the state of the world in which we live, we clearly see that it's not a fair world. We see that those who do good are punished, and those who do bad are rewarded. And that some of those who do good, their good is so good that there is no way to reward them. And those who do bad, some of their bad and their evil is so bad that there is no way to punish them. And so no matter how you look at this world, you see that this world is not a world of justice and fairness. And if you believe in a God, and you believe that that God is just, as we have shown, then clearly there's a contradiction between divine justice and what's happening in this world. Unless there's another world. And that world is a world created where that justice is reestablished. Not this one. This is not a world for justice. This is a world to see how human beings act if they are given free will. If they are put in certain circumstances and situations, to see what choices they make. What are their actions? What deeds come out of them? How do they apply and choose their free will in this world? And that's it. That's the point of this world. And then the next world is going to be a world where all of that injustice that you see in this world is going to be reestablished. And the justice is going to be clear and manifest and obvious. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will apply His justice to an infinite degree, as the Holy Quran tells us again and again. Where every iota, the smallest of your intentions, of your thoughts, of your actions, is going to be examined, and it's going to be judged, and it's going to be rewarded or punished. And inshallah, we're going to talk about all of that in detail when we get there. Okay, so that's the world for divine justice, not this one. So with that in mind, keeping that in mind, that was the rational argumentation for the necessity of the afterlife based on justice. Now we look at the verses of the Quran that talk about this, and this is a reference to the verses of the Quran that talk about divine justice. So in one verse, in 38-28, it says, "Shall we treat those who have faith and do righteous deeds like those who cause corruption on the earth?" Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, can I treat both of these the same way? And yet when we look at this world, you see that sometimes they are treated in this way, and in fact sometimes those who are righteous are treated worse than those who do the evil deeds. Right? There's no question about this. Anyone who understands a little bit of human history, or you look around at the state of the world, this part should be very clear. Shall we treat those who have faith and do righteous deeds like those who cause corruption on the earth? Shall we treat the pious like the vicious? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks in another verse, the blind one and the one who sees are not equal. Neither are those who have faith and do righteous deeds and the evil doing. How little is the admonition or the remembrance that you take. In 68:35, shall we then treat those who submit to us as we treat the guilty ones? And another verse, unto Him is your return altogether. God's promise is true. Verily He originates creation. Then He brings it back, that He may recompense with justice those who believe and perform righteous deeds. So again and again, the idea is that the reason why you were created is so that you act in this world, and then you go back to Him where justice is going to be reestablished. And then finally, and I think this verse kind of summarizes a lot of what we said into one place. So you have the divine wisdom, you have the divine promise, and then you have the divine justice. What do those who seek after evil ways think, that we shall hold them equal with those who believe and do righteous deeds? That equal will be their life and their death? Ill is the judgment that they make. Allah created the heavens and the earth in truth and in order that each soul may find the recompense of what it has earned, and none of them will be wronged. Okay, and so the commentary of this verse, if we wanted to go into it, you have a clear mention that there's a divine promise, that the divine promise is entirely aligned with the divine wisdom of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, creating with purpose, and that He has created in this way so that He reestablishes justice in the next world after He has seen how you act in this world. So you have kind of a summary of the entire points that we presented. Maybe very quickly, a point that has come back a couple of times in the verses. The first one is this notion of haqq. In Arabic, the word is a lot richer than what we can translate in English. You can't really translate haqq in the same way. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says He has created in haqq, خَلَقَ اللَّهُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضَ بِالْحَقِّ, you can't really translate that in its full meaning in English. There's too much richness to the word. And one way to look at that is that both notions that we talked about today can be included in that word. So the notion of justice can be included in the term of haqq, and the notion of purpose can be included in the term of haqq. Haqq can be in truth, as in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala creates something that is real. That's the haqq, the truth. And the other sense, and you say that, for instance, in Arabic, when you say hada haqqi, that's my right, that is a reference to justice. You have both the purpose or the wisdom, and you have the justice included in this word. And that's why when we talked a year or so ago, when we presented the divine attributes, we said some of them can be found within others. If you examine certain attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you will find others of these attributes. Some of them are more generic or more general, and some are more restrictive. If you truly understand divine wisdom, you will find divine justice within divine wisdom. And that's how you roll up divine justice within divine wisdom. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is truly perfectly wise, He must also, by necessity, also be just. Okay? And I think that's all we had for today.